Okay, as we prepare for the release of Life is Strange 3, I'd like to use this platform to discuss a little bit about our love for Life is Strange 2. As a storyteller myself, I have a unique outlook on stories whenever I experience them through different medias. I'd like to first acknowledge how thankful I am that we even have story based games because it is such a unique way to experience stories. Life is Strange 2 has a lot of controversies around it, good, bad things that people feel, such is the way with any story. But I'm going to use this platform primarily as a way to explain the good things, and I'll address the bad things. But as a fan of Life is Strange 2, I think it's only proper that we give it the amount of appreciation that it deserves. There's some pretty early stuff that hits on in episode 1 to really kick this story off. For starters, I am the youngest of three brothers, so a brother based story is always something that's going to capture me. So, right there, right off the bat, you learn of Sean and Daniel's relationship, however rocky it is in the start. And if you have that, you're already hooked. You're already into this story. And of course, with the story's turning point, when their father is shot, so early on in the story, by the way, that it instantly sets the stage for what's to come. It's like we're just barely meeting these characters, and something as tragic as this has happened, and then the neighborhood explodes, and you're just like, whoa, all right, let's do this. So the scene immediately after that, for me, is one of the most emotionally hitting scenes. You get the two brothers, Sean and Daniel, walking down the side of a road. There's woods and jungle that just looks fabulous. It's all around them. You've got Jonathan Morales' soundtrack playing Into the Woods, and one brother is very aware of what's happening, and the other brother has no idea what's happening. And the dynamic of seeing the older brother trying to maintain his composure for the sake of his younger brother is it's awesome. And it gets me every time when Daniel goes down to do his little pouting thing and Sean's trying to keep him going, trying to keep it going, and then like I said, you got that music going at you. And eventually, after going back and forth, the two brothers end up playing a game of tag, which is like such a routine thing, but in the midst of everything that's just happened, it has so much more of a meaning. And so that was like the first thing that really hit home for me when I was playing this. And you just have that scene of these two brothers in such a desperate moment, and you got the music going and the situation. So that was awesome. And then fast forward to the gas station scene. And this is where you get kind of your first controversy. A lot of people, they do not like how close to reality the conflict is in Life is Strange 2. And I feel like they do this more as a method to ground you in reality and less as a method to inflict their views upon you. Because I am a full believer. I don't think that people should be forcing their views upon people in works of fiction. Like, we should not be writing fiction strictly for the purpose of imposing our views upon our audience. If that's something that you like to do, or if that's something you're interested in, I'm not knocking it. It's just not personally why I write fiction. So, just to clarify my thoughts on the racist gentleman from the gas station, like I said before, that was a very relevant topic in 2016 when this story took place. So, by that logic, they're just trying to ground their characters in reality, ground their audience in reality, be like, hey, this is real stuff going on. And I feel like that's truly the reason why they did that, not necessarily to be like, hey, you should feel this way, or hey, you shouldn't do this, or whatever. I think it's just to ground the audience in reality. And I think there's another thing that should be pointed out that they do so brilliantly throughout this entire series is they introduce kind of the bottom of society, the worst people, and then almost immediately after you get 150 and you get to meet like some of the greatest people in the series. And I believe that's an important balance that they maintain throughout. So you meet the racist gas station guy, and almost immediately after, you get kind of like adopted by Brody, and he helps you guys out exponentially. So I believe that that's a huge thing for this franchise, especially telling a story this sensitive. It's very good that they show you the bottoms of humanity along with the tops of humanity. And like I said, back to back like that really, really kind of keeps it going. So, of course, the big moment of the end of episode 1 is the actual reveal of Daniel's power, which I think was handled wonderfully. Like, anyone obviously who knows the series knows that the kid's got powers, but I played it with a lot of people who had never heard of Life is Strange before, and that was kind of the greatest thing about it, is them trying to figure out, like, what's up with this kid. And then finally, boom, you have the motel scene, everything's just flying everywhere, and it's like, okay, this kid definitely has some powers. And I have to say that that was handled so wonderfully. The emotions behind that scene were incredible. The performance of the voice actors, the music, like I said, everything about that scene was just incredible. And so I don't know, just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about Life is Strange 2, because I love it, and I hope other people love it, and we can use this platform to talk about how much we love it. See you on episode 2.